Hey everyone. Today's topic, the more you let go, the better life becomes. This is something that's difficult for most people to do because it's really easy to become incredibly attached to specific outcomes that you desire in life. For instance, even when you go on a date, it's difficult to not get attached to the outcome of wanting things to play out a certain way, whether that be things ending up in the bedroom or whether it be them ending up as your potential relationship partner. People almost always have some sort of attachment to an outcome, no matter what they're doing. Like, even on the job, you may have an attachment to getting a raise or a promotion. So most people really struggle with letting go. But life becomes better when you get good at letting go, because now you're not going to be super attached to outcome, which almost inevitably leads to unhappiness. Because if you're attached to a specific outcome, how are you going to feel if you don't get that outcome that you desire? I mean, this is something that has taken me a long time to, I haven't even mastered it, but to get good at it because, man, younger me really struggled with this. Even on like the dating front, I would almost always be wanting a specific outcome. I'd be wanting to get laid, or I'd be wanting, if I really like the woman, to end up in a relationship with her. So it's tricky to get through life when you have that attachment to specific outcomes, because it, even beyond it leading to unhappiness if you don't get what you desire, it can also influence your behavior. And when it comes to attachments to outcomes with other people, it can create neediness. If you're attached to an outcome on a date, or even just with, I don't know, a friend or whatever, it can quite often make you come off a bit needy if you want something from other people. And especially when it comes to dating, because if you want that attachment to getting laid or getting a romantic partner, well, now it's going to make you act differently than if you didn't have that desire for that outcome. What I mean here is, let's take the example of a guy who's on a date with an attractive woman. If he wants to get her in bed, then he's going to act very differently. He's going to be trying to maneuver towards that outcome. And it could even mean that if she's acting in a way that's kind of moving him away from that goal, it can make him get a bit desperate. It can make him start, becoming a bit clingy or needy. And this is what I mean, because if you don't have that attachment to outcome, even if things start to move away from a specific outcome, if you're not attached to it, you're not going to care. You're just going to shrug it off. You're going to keep being yourself and having a good time. But I've literally seen men, even some of my friends, when they're around a woman they find attractive, I can see the way they react to how she interacts with him. And if she does anything to move away from the man or show disinterest in him, I can see the look in other men's eyes where they just become defeated almost immediately. This is why it's so important to not get attached to outcome, because if you don't get attached to an outcome in those cases, even if a woman you're interested in starts showing signs of disinterest, even if they're not exactly true, if she's just showing that, and that's what can be maybe extrapolated from the way she's behaving, a man who's not attached to an outcome isn't going to care. He's going to continue enjoying himself. This is why in prior videos I so often say that your main goal on first dates or even just dating in general should be to enjoy yourself, to have a good time, because that's not really being attached to an outcome per se. I mean, maybe you can argue it is, but it's an outcome that's fully within your control. You control whether or not you enjoy yourself and have a good time, right? That's something fully within your realm of control. You have influence over that possibility. But as soon as you get attached to something that's reliant on the other person, now you have no power, you have no control there. And that's what makes people act needy or weird. So just go out there, aim to have a good time, and you'll notice that even if things start moving away from specific outcomes, you won't care. You'll still find ways to enjoy yourself. So yeah, that's just one example of this behavior. I know I went kind of in depth there on dating, but I'm really passionate about human relationships, so I know a lot about that. So yeah, that's one of the best ways I could convey what I mean here. But some other examples, people, will get attached to needing a relationship to be happy. It's incredibly disempowering and unhelpful. So make sure you don't buy into that dumb mentality. Then also people will get attached to wanting to be rich. They'll think that that will make them happy. So if they're not rich, then they're going to be unhappy. Yet again, another stupid thing to become attached to. And just one final example I can share with you, not needing to be liked by others, because that is yet again another common thing that people will get really attached to. They'll want other people to like and accept them, and that leads to people-pleasing behavior. So yeah, I've already made countless videos on how people-pleasing is really unhelpful and why you should always try to work away from it. So there you go. These are just some common examples of how getting attached to outcomes trips us up. It makes us unhappy in the end. So as much as possible, work on letting go. And the way to do that is just becoming comfortable with let me phrase it, basically accepting if you don't get what you want, or even just work on meditating more often and on getting to a place where you can just be present in the moment. Because if you're present in the moment, you're not really attached to any outcomes, right? You're just there, you're living, you're being in the moment. That's a really powerful thing, but many people struggle with this. Many people aren't capable of just being present. So definitely practice meditation. That will help tremendously. But otherwise, I mean, meditation really is the main thing, the main tip here that I would share with you, because it has helped me more than anything else. It's like super powerful for this. But otherwise, it's kind of difficult to try to reframe your thoughts without taking time to focus on that. And I would kind of label that as meditation, but you could try consciously letting go of things as well. That would look something like just thinking about all the things, all the attachments to outcome that you have, whether it be maybe you want to be a millionaire by the time you're 35 or something like that. You want to start a family by then. You want a relationship by X amount of years, or whatever it may be. Just think about all the things where you have attachments to specific outcomes and ask yourself if you're comfortable with not getting that. Would you still be able to make your life enjoyable and happy even if you didn't get what you want? The more that you do that, that will help you kind of consciously let go of things, because you're basically just affirming that, hey, maybe you don't need all these things that you believe you want in order to live a good life. So yeah, those are just some things to try to put into practice to help you let go. So I truly hope that you enjoyed this video. That's pretty much all I have for you. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, the easiest way you can help me out is just to throw a like and a comment on the video for the algorithm, and I will see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci!